We are back for day 4 of the Level Up Your Readers in Just 5 Days challenge. Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Dr. Marnie Ginsberg from Reading Simplified. Please say hello, let me know where you're from, and start sharing your successes, okay? I know we've been seeing lots of successes in the Facebook group. If you don't know who we are or what's going on, don't worry, you can still join in. We will show you the ropes. This is the biggest event of the year here for us at Reading Simplified, where we streamline reading instruction and accelerate students' reading achievement. And we are showcasing our number one activity called Switch It, because Switch It is so powerful. A lot of other reading programs would have you do reading sub-skill instruction in isolation, 15 minutes of phonological awareness, maybe later 15 minutes of phonemic awareness, 15 minutes of letter names, and then maybe later 15 minutes of letter sounds, and then much later decoding and later spelling and handwriting, etc. And that's just for the word reading domain. So many things, but you can actually put everything together into a power-packed activity like Switch It. Save yourself planning time, save yourself instructional time, and probably more importantly, make more sense of how to teach reading, or how to learn how reading works, I should say, for your beginning or struggling readers. Things in isolation don't make sense to all of our kids, but things connected to real words and soon to real sentences and real books, that makes sense for our kids, and then they thrive. So we're going to get right to it today as part of the Level Up Your Readers Achievement in Just 5 Days challenge. And if you want to see the success of your colleagues from all over the world, like Kylie, her daughter just successfully did 4 sound words for the first time. That is awesome. And if you want to see their success and also the success of our star student, we're tracking the progress of one child across 5 days in a row with just this one power-packed activity, Switch It. You'll see that he has come a long way, and we'll be really excited to see what is going to happen in his 4th day. As Nancy says, I can't believe it's day 4 already. Welcome to Bonnie and Kathy and Linda and Patty and Denise and Carla, Iris, Deanna, Stormy and Jennifer. Thank you all for being here. Maybe some of your friends would like to hear what's going to go on. They will be amazed to see what's going to happen with our 4th day for our star student. So are you ready? Here we go. Kicking off day 4 of the Level Up Your Readers Achievement Challenge. If I can get my cursor in the right spot. There we go. Okay, so here's our agenda. Let's hear your successes. How did testing Switch It go? And we're going to announce the day 3 winner. We'll talk about the power of specific positive feedback, targeted feedback. And then we will look at our star student's 4th day. He started this week not able to segment 3 sound words, not knowing letter sounds, many letter sounds, including no short vowels. Where is he going to be 4 days later? We will soon find out. Then we'll see if there's any questions, and we'll draw a winner. Yesterday I forgot to draw the winner, but we did have a winner from our comments. So we have winners for those of you who participate by posting on the Facebook Facebook post for today's homework. And we have a winner every day also from those of you who are here live to comment. So we encourage you to participate. Anything you say, it's lovely and charming, will be entered. You'll be entered into the competition. So here are some of your successes. Like Michelle, she says, the intervention students I'm doing this with asked as soon as they arrived to my room if they could do the Switch It activity. Yay! And Tracy says, I'm so excited. I'm working with a 4th grader at the kindergarten level. My face is covered by my own brand logo. There we go. Tracy says he is noticing. Isn't that cool? She thinks this is her favorite part. So the child himself is like, wait a minute, I'm learning something. He's becoming more confident. And as his confidence is growing, I'm able to fall back faster than I have in the past, which is in turn pushing him on. So the teacher is backing up and the child is pushing forward. Love it. Wendy says, I am so thrilled to report this. The ELL teacher just came in and said, whatever you are doing, do not stop. She has seen amazing improvements this week. These are all so awesome, you guys. Thank you for sharing. just some of the great successes we've seen inside our Facebook group and on our daily posts. So what else do you guys want to share? What am I missing from today's successes or this week's successes? If you're just here joining us, these are from people who just started an activity 1 to 3 days ago. And just one activity. It hasn't taken long, right? Patty says it went pretty well. She's got her encouragement. I love it. And Greg is showing you how to join this challenge if you don't know how. Melody is joining us for the first time live. Woohoo! And Jody's got a first grader who continues to show growth. Today her growth was confidence. That's awesome. That's huge. Welcome Connie and Kirsten and Denise. Okay. Let's see what I missed here. Cora said one of my kinders did well. The other is coming a bit slower. Still amazing to see what both have gained. Way to go. Okay. If you're new to this challenge, one thing we do is for people who participate, we draw a winner. So we're going to do the day 3 winner now. Are you ready? Let's see. I've got to just switch a few gears. And then we'll announce our winner. This person is winning a set of phonic books, decodables. Nothing, no digitals here. We're talking snail mail, a set of 10 books for participating. So that is way cool. And I just lost my little thing. I had it all ready. Isn't that charming? Maybe it's here. Ah, yes, okay. We're going to have our winner for yesterday. This is for posting on the Facebook post or inside the Facebook group. Linda Matheson, put that in the chat, somebody. Thank you so much, Linda. Congrats to you for participating. You're gonna check your Facebook Messenger so Greg can send you, so Greg can get your mail address because we're actually sending this in the mail. Isn't that cool? Okay, the next piece of success I wanted to share before I forgot, actually, this is from Stormy, and I think you're here today, so I'm so excited. She's seen some really cool progress with one of her students. Stormy is a member of our Reading Simplified Academy. That is the paid membership for learning the full Reading Simplified system, which Switch It is a very important but only partial part of. And so she's playing along, even though she's been doing Switch It for a long time. She's gotten a student that was not in her class, so hadn't been trying, I think, Reading Simplified approaches. And she says, just want to say, wow. Maybe make it bigger. Zoom in. There we go. This is her star student. So she shared a bit in the 5-day challenge Facebook group yesterday. But she's sharing here again. She gave this child an assessment, and yesterday she did not know some of sounds or digraphs. She scored a 0 on nonsense word decoding. So we have words like saff, 3 sound words, and she was not able to blend that. So on like the first day, she was not doing well, and this was just yesterday. And now we're going to see, as Stormy said, this is today with the all hearts. So I'm going to pull up that video and watch this child read. So I'm not promising that this is going to happen all the time, but it's pretty amazing that such transformation could happen at all. I believe it's because Stormy made the code very transparent and plain to the child while helping her connect sounds and symbols. And a lot of reading programs just kind of dance around what reading is, but Stormy got straight to the point. So check out Stormy's success for her star student.
The fish can swim.
Mm-hmm.
She can swim.
Too. Good.
She can swim. And Fast. Oh, fast.
So check out that child, as Stormy said, after just one day of instruction, including switch it and a couple things more. I bet that's from our Reading Simplified approach. This child figured out how to read. Very, very, very cool. So thank you so much, Stormy, for sharing your practice with us. And let's see if we can get further into our presentation today. So we have our winner. She's going to get the Phonic Books decodable set that we showed yesterday. And today we're going to be drawing for tomorrow for somebody to get these crazy long card sets, which I'll show you soon. Those are very cool. Super fast. If you don't know what we're talking about, make sure you join. Greg will drop the link here. This is the free opportunity for you to join this challenge. What do you get if you join the challenge? Well, you get access to our Facebook group where there is great coaching and encouragement, and also a Switch It guide, which will help you learn to do the core things that we're talking about in this activity. And then just go try Switch It with one kid. Okay? How many of you can say that this was worth your time? I know you were busy, ladies and gents, but it's been great to see what's happened as a result of this coming together from all over the world. So if you want to play the game where you can win the big prizes, then you comment on the daily post. This is an example of today's daily post for day 4. It can be either on the Reading Simplified Facebook page or in the Facebook group, either place. So let's move on to today's main teaching tip. Every day you're getting a little smarter with your implementation of Switch It. And one of the things that I really want you to pay attention to is the specific targeted feedback that you give, because when you do that, you accelerate your kids' learning. The nice thing about Switch It is that almost everyone responds with just 3 to 4 types of errors. It's not that there's going to be 1,000 things that kids throw at you. And so why is that nice? Well, if you know what their problems are, and then you know how to respond to them, it becomes kind of like second nature, and it's easy. And you help them succeed. You help them get over their hump. So I'm trying to get into the guides to show you guys into our group so we can check out this feedback. I will just model how to get there. If you happen to be on desktop, you're going to go to this Facebook group, which we're so happy about. We have over 12,000, almost 13,000 members, and share it with your friends if they haven't missed out, because all of the stuff that we've already done is here. And you go here into the guide section. It's in the center. If you're on mobile, it's in the upper left-hand corner with a menu. But here I'm going to go to Start Here, and then I'm going to go to Switch It Guide. And this is probably something that you didn't have too much time to read carefully. So I'm going to go in here and particularly ask you to pay attention to the giving feedback section, because like I said, there's only a few things that kids do in their mistakes, and we know how to respond to most of them. So once you learn these routines, and your life is easier, and like I said, you can get kids over humps. A lot of other programs would say, oh, they're not ready, because if you ask them to segment a 3-sound word, they can't hear the medial vowel, and they would say, oh, they're not ready. Or maybe you just keep trying it over and over again. But we have some cues that help the kid discover something, and then they figure it out, and then they're on 4 sounds the next day. So here is the giving feedback page. So if you haven't read that over, I encourage you to check it out and test out some of these patterns. Okay? So have you had a child that you say, okay, you have cat, I want you to switch it to caught, and they just look at you like a deer in the headlights, or they don't do anything, or they do something completely random? Well, you ask them to do a couple of different things there. So one way to scaffold the challenge, if they're not able to do it, is to break the task down. So the first thing that you could do is to point out what sound we need to switch, instead of telling them to figure out which which letter sound to pull down, but just figure out which one do we need to take away. Well, we have cat. What should we remove to turn cat into caught? Which one should we take away? And hopefully this elongation and exaggeration and pointing will help them figure that out. Oh, they take away this. Yes, let's get rid of the ah. Now you're going to give them the second part of the challenge. Okay, so now you know we need something right here to make cat. What sound do you hear here when I say cat? And so now you're trying to get them to come up with ah, just the sound. Ah, that's right, ah. Okay, now here's the third way to break it down. Which one of these, and you point to the letter sounds, is ah? So you see how I've broken it down into 3 steps? Some kid might be able to just do wham, bam, thank you, it's easy, and move that in and out. But if they can't, then you can break it down into its components. That's always good reading, teaching advice anyway to make the task easier. Okay, how many of you have been able to do that or needed to use that kind of tactic? Okay, another thing that might happen is student moves the incorrect. Let me get I should have had this. Give me 5 seconds. I'm going to get my switch-it board. Okay. The S fell to the ground. Isn't that just how it goes? So let's say we want the child to switch from send to when to tend. Let me go over here. Let me try this all again. Whew. So say they have send, and you say, okay, you have send. Let's switch it to tend, like I tend the garden or I care for my garden. And they know to fix this. And actually they say it's going to be t, but say they move this. They move the wrong one. Well, then you tell them, well, actually, we need the d in send and tend. So let's put that back. So this is me taking control. I give them a little feedback and I get back to where we were from the beginning, because when there's multiple things wrong on the board, it becomes too hard to teach. So try to set up the situation so there's only one error at a time. Okay, so remember you had send and we need to switch it to tend. Which one should we take away? So first you want to get them to figure out this one. And which sound would it be to make tend? That's t. And which one? That, yeah, and so that's helpful for that. The last bit of feedback that I'll go over today, because I know that you could read the rest of it, but I'm just giving you an example of how important it is. And what if she moves the correct letter sound but says the incorrect letter sound? So they figured out what to do, but then in the process they kind of whiffed. So okay, yeah, we want to change send to tend, and they pull this down and they go s. Well, actually this is t. Okay, so pull it down and say the right sound. T. Or maybe they picked, they said we need t. Yes, you're right, we need t. And they start to pick this one. Well, you just tell them what it is. Well, this is woo, woo. Which one of these is t? And hopefully they can get it. If they are scared, you can certainly just tell them, this is t, and then they pull that down. One of the interesting things about this game is that we coach and try to drag out of our kids the ability to perceive the sounds, either to segment them or manipulate them. But when they don't know a letter sound, usually we just tell them, because we're trying to draw on their ability to really listen and match up sounds and symbols. But some of the letter sound knowledge isn't going to be there, and we don't need to send them to looking at the wall or trying to remember a recent word. We want them just to think more at the sensory motor level and be more automatic. So just give it to them and it'll start to be absorbed pretty quickly. So Cora has used some of these pieces of feedback. Awesome. Stormy used let's stretch it together tactic with another student today. She was able to get refocused. Awesome. And Rima is just going to go back to the videos. Great. They're in the guides, everybody, so you can watch them again. And we're going to send out a full page website with all 5 videos on Saturday. It'll be available for about 5 days for free. So you can watch them all, maybe at high speed if you'd like. Yes, Beth. So these videos are going to be available until on the website, which we're going to show out on Saturday until Wednesday. Thank you, Stormy. And she's been doing this for a while. She's a pro at it, but just doing this challenge every year helps her reset her brain on the right way to do things. Awesome. And Natalie, I love the success. Her 5-year-old is so successful now, feeling so successful. Isn't that a glorious thing? Okay, so that is just a little snippet to kind of encourage you to think about how to give feedback and expect your student to be able to grow every day. And I hope you can benefit from the tips in the Switch It guide to get more comfortable with some of those pieces of feedback. When you're used to using letter names, for instance, it's really hard just to reorient by sounds. How many of you have found that? So in sum, this aligns with what we said yesterday. Challenging the child's ability each day, not coasting, is how Switch It spurs acceleration. So we want to challenge them by adding new letter sounds. We want to challenge them by adding a higher level of phonemic difficulty, which was our teaching tip for yesterday. We want to challenge them by coaching them even when they're stuck. And just as a reminder, look at all the power of this activity. So much is packed into one thing, and you don't have to do it all in isolation. So before we get to our star student, I wanted to make sure that you knew that these ideas I'm presenting, they seem cool and they seem to be effective for you and some other anecdotes in the community. There's also a good amount of research behind the principles that you're seeing here in this activity. So let me go through a little bit of this, because frankly, there's been a debate on how we should incorporate phonemic awareness. But really, phonemic awareness is a beginning awareness to unlock how the alphabetic principle works. And then through reading, spelling, reading, or manipulating words, kids get better and better at phonemic awareness, which is really a side benefit of getting better at reading. The goal is getting better at reading. The National Reading Panel here in the U.S. came out over 20 years ago, and they made it clear, but we haven't really picked up some of the key pieces here. They said that programs that focus too much on the teaching of letter sound relations and not enough on putting them to use are unlikely to be very effective. In implementing systematic phonics instruction, educators must keep the end in mind and ensure that children understand the purpose of learning letter sounds and are able to apply their skills in their daily reading and writing activities. So do you see how even for the beginner, like our star student, he's putting a lot of those letter sounds to use. He's understanding how they fit into words, and he's tying phonemic awareness together. So this is a problem with a lot of our programs because they've just divorced reading skills, sub-skills from one another, and they delay for so long. But let's get to the real purpose of reading and spelling and writing. And in the phonemic awareness section of the National Reading Panel, they said that teaching children to manipulate phonemes using letters produce bigger effects than teaching without letters. So that's what we're doing here, isn't it? We are manipulating phonemes with letters. And does it work to do it without that? Yes, actually it does. They're just saying you get better effects this way. And that's what we're seeing with the challenge, which is why I can do this every year. I know you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck. Susan Brady is a very experienced reading researcher who did a summary of all the studies since the National Reading Panel. She looked at phonics and she looked at phonemic awareness particularly. And this was her conclusions in 2020 in the in the Reading League Journal. She said, phonological awareness instruction in kindergarten should concentrate on early phoneme awareness, not phonological sensitivity, not hearing rhymes, not hearing syllables. Note that the NRP report centered on the importance of phoneme awareness, not on phonological sensitivity. Results since the report were published support that conclusion. For instance, see Gillen's work in 2018. The widespread adoption of lower phonological sensitivity goals in kindergarten in the U.S. needs to change to phoneme awareness goals to help students make timely and important progress in learning to read. Phoneme identity skills are, let's just move on. I thought it was continuing, but here we got another point of hers. Phoneme awareness instruction should be integrated with letter instruction. Teaching phoneme awareness for a set of individual phonemes should be followed by instruction in the corresponding letter. So you have 10. We need to switch it to send. What sound do we want? S. Which one of these is S? And to skip down the last sentence, as discussed earlier, the NRP report and subsequent studies have confirmed that linking phoneme awareness with letter sound knowledge strengthens the application of phoneme awareness for improved reading and spelling performance. So if you have a curriculum that's separating them, perhaps you can do a switch it activity to replace that until the curriculum kind of merges. I also highly recommend Dr. Mark Seidenberg and Dr. Molly Ferry-Thorn's YouTube series. You could just look at seidenbergreading.net for this series on phonemic awareness. They really explain why it's so tied to reading, what phonemes really represent. It's very good for those of you who want to do a deep dive. And finally, actually not finally, this is what I was going to say at the end, but I'll go back a second to another slide. Just this summer, the International Dyslexia Association came out with conclusions very similar to Dr. Brady's, similar to the National Reading Panel. They said that hallmarks of a strong phoneme awareness program include several things. I'm just listing the first three here. It should focus on building phoneme awareness rather than phonological sensitivity. Phonological sensitivity being the more global phonological layer of syllables, words, or rhyme. And that, as she says from the beginning, systematically link phoneme awareness instruction to grapheme and letter knowledge from the beginning and throughout later manipulation activities. Integrate the practice of phonemic awareness, letters and grapheme knowledge, and handwriting. In Switch It, we actually are not doing any handwriting because we're assuming the kids know so few things that we're helping them scaffold it by showing them the pictures. But all the rest of our word work activities do incorporate handwriting because it's so important. And so those are big ideas and principles, but also it may be interesting for you to know that I packed in this very same activity, called it Change One Sound at the time and starting in 2005, but I packed it into another reading program called the Targeted Reading Intervention, which has been published multiple times. It gets effect sizes for struggling readers in low income and rural communities of 0.3 to 0.7. Across multiple journal articles, and it's in the What Works Clearinghouse. So there's a lot of research behind this that would persuade you that this is probably a strong choice. So we've been watching our star student. Remember at the beginning, he was struggling. He could not even segment a CVC word. He did not know any short vowels. On the first day, we worked hard to get him to segment 3-sound words, but it was laborious, do you remember? But I added short A and short O on the first day. On the second day, I already added more consonants and I added short I, so he's already on 3 short vowels by day 2. On Wednesday, he added another short vowel, E, and he also moved to the 4-sound level, but we put the consonants at the end. C, V, C, C, like must. That's easier to hear than when the consonant clusters at the begin, like stop. So what do you think he's going to do today? Dun, dun, dun. Are you ready? I want to hear you share what you're noticing about his improvement and what surprises you. As we watch our star student in day 4. Are you excited? Let's see where he goes. Day 4, our star student who was struggling just 4 days ago. Your first word is flock, like a flock of birds. You got it. Where is the f? Mm-hmm. Oh, good. Now, what do you hear next in flock? Full. Okay, you've got full. What's next in flock? Ah.
No. Oh.
That's right. Okay, you've got flaw, and then the word is flock. That's right.
Can we do 5?
Maybe so, if we get to the end. Let's check flock. What are the sounds? Yeah. Okay, you're right about the ah over here. Let's go back. Let's step back. This is a challenge, but you can do it. Oh. The word is flock. Okay, can you switch flock to flop? Like I flop on the bed. You have flock. Switch it to flop. What sound? Nice, okay. Now we need to switch it to flap, like the bird will flap its wings. You have flop, you need flap. Good. That was really good. He quickly picked up the ah sound there. Let's check flap. The word is flap. The word is flap. Ah. Nice. And what's the whole word?
Flap.
That's right. Okay. You know what we should do for you? Because you're doing so well? Clap. Can you switch flap to clap? Okay, you said the right sound, but this isn't k. He picked the short E. That's it.
There we go.
That's right. Okay, let's check clap. What did you make here? Real short, just k. Well, the word is, well, that's right. We've got clap, ah, and the word is?
Clap.
We're going to change it to clop, like a horse clops on his hooves. Well, we need the k in clop. You had clap. Clap your hands. Switch it to clop. The horse hooves clop. Yep.
We have to take this one.
Let's listen again to this one. No, listen. Listen, you have clap. You need clop.
Oh.
Oh. Both of these are new sounds to him that we just added yesterday, so it's hard. K, oh, ah, real big mouth, like a circle. Ah, claw. Let's switch it to plop. Plop. Plop the ice down in the glass.
That's easy.
That was fast, Rim. You're right. Okay, tell me the sounds. Plop. Oh. Ah. Open mouth. Ah. And the last sound. Nice. And the word is? Pull. Plop. We're on to plop, and we want to switch it to plot, like a plot of land, of an area of land.
There's T.
Yep. And what sound is it in plot? Very good. Check the sounds in plot. Oh, he nailed it without my help. Ah, real big mouth. Ah. Pull. Plot. Can you say the word?
Plot.
Here's another word that we don't use very much, but it kind of means to go slowly. To plod, you have plot.
No.
Yep. What sound goes there in
Never
plod?
mind this one.
Plod.
D. D. Where's D? Is there any D on here?
Yes.
There we go.
And what sound is it at the end of plod?
D. D.
D. Plod.
D.
Duh. That's a good thing. Rod.
Oh.
Yeah, we have the ah, but we need prod. I like how you saying that. It's kind of like a growling dog. It's good. And you recognize it. Awesome. The whole point of today's lesson of me emphasizing the importance of giving feedback was kind of demonstrated today. A lot of times he didn't know what he was moving the wrong thing, and instead of me saying, well, no, we need p, I said, well, no, that we have plod and we need prod. So that's me still connecting it, still helping him out for sure, but not segmenting it because he's got to do the work of segmenting. Your first. Thank you so much, you guys, for sharing all your great comments. Wasn't that exciting to see his growth? Did you expect that a kid who could not identify short A on Sunday, could not segment the word sun into s, would be able to change 4 sound words with the consonant clusters at the beginning like that? Check out how many letter sounds were on the board there for him today. I don't know. Does anybody want to count that for me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 4 short vowels and 2 digraphs, CK and SH. But to me, I mean, it's great that he's learning the letter sounds, but more importantly, I'm really excited about this because he is connecting more deeply at harder and harder levels how sounds and symbols connect. So here's your diagnostic question. You saw how he did today, how frustrated he was, or maybe how not frustrated he was with 4 sounds where the consonant clusters was at the beginning. Based on yesterday's feedback, should I challenge him for tomorrow and should he go up? Can he handle 5 sound manipulation tomorrow? What do you guys think? Jody's thinking about her own kids. I can't believe how much growth I have seen. I have only been able to work with my students on 2 days, but they are making huge growth already. Kind of like Stormy's student from the top. And Stormy is, yes, most definitely that star student is moving to 5 sounds tomorrow, and so does Michelle. And Rima says, yes, he seems to be able to handle this because he's enjoying it. That's one of the criteria I'd like for you to keep in mind is if the child is not frustrated, then it's not too hard. So don't choose level of frustration with most reading activities based on any kind of criteria like 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10. Or think about what the child can handle and just push them to the hardest level that they can handle without being too frustrated. So if you post sometime in the next few hours on today's daily post, on the Reading Simplified page or inside our group, you may win this set of crazy longs. I've been using these cards since the 90s, late 90s, when I was all I did was tutor back then. And they align really well with Reading Simplified. My friend Martha Kovac has I'm missing, somewhere in my stuff is the 5th set, but there's 5 of them for every, long vowel sound. And so if you want to teach the A sound and its main spellings, then you can play crazy longs like the game Crazy Eights. And you got the spelling highlighted there at the top. Who would like to have these? Isn't that awesome? This is a great way to extend the learning and to get the fun going, and so that you can keep them learning even when they might be flagging. So thank you to Martha from Sound Readers for sharing that with us. Let's see who's going to be the winner for that soon. And don't forget, we're going to have a grand prize. So if any of you post your comments, rather include your comments on all 5 daily posts, you'll be entered into the drawing for the grand prize. And that will include the phonic books, Dragon Eggs entire set, 10 books in the mail to you. The Off We Go set from Whole Phonics, a whole set of, I think there's more than this, maybe more than just the 8. I can't remember. You'll get the, from the Literacy Hill, you get not her first ABC kit, but an even bigger reading and spelling toolkit. You'll get these crazy longs. You'll get then also there on the right, the entire student materials for the 1st grade. It's almost 200 pages of decodable text and activities. So some lucky person's going to get that. Are you excited? I've never heard that one there, Rima. Don't forget, Switch It is so powerful, but don't think it's all that you need to change your reading program. You can get even greater transformation when you put the whole package together. And tomorrow, what I'm going to do is show you how important Read It and Sort It are to complement Switch It. And they keep the kids moving at a fast pace, just like Switch It. These are activities that integrate multiple sub-processes simultaneously. They make sense. Information is learned more rapidly. Yeah, the cards look fun for me, says Robin. Yes, Deb's putting up a link on blending. If the link doesn't work, or you can also go to the Reading Simplified website and just type blending. We've got a couple of posts there, including this one, which is the ultimate guide to blending. I think we should call it a night. I went a little over because I wanted to squeeze in a little bit of the research backing there. Let me know if you have more questions about that or you want to pursue some links there. But for now, don't forget to keep posting your great results. So not only can you maybe win, but we can cheer you on. And tomorrow we will see what our star student can do. I will also teach you, as I said a minute ago, a little bit about the next two activities that you need, Read It and Sort It. And I'll show you how you can not stop the learning here by joining the Reading Simplified Academy. And that's to learn the full system, reread it for fluency, several word work activities, and guided reading, and get all of the activities and decodables and ongoing support like you've had this week. And I'll be giving a coupon. So you'll get a discount. Loyal Level Up folks. I'm excited to share that with you. And Deanna is also excited to see what our star student's going to do. Oh, by the way, I'm also going to not show you step 5, but I'm going to show you what happened to him by June of his kindergarten year. This was in November of his kindergarten year. And I did just the Switch It challenge. And then I started tutoring him twice a month in January. Guess what happened by June with just that much instruction? Okay, so I'm excited to have you guys all there. If you're gonna jump into the Reading Simplified Academy car, oh, your name is Car Sale. I bet that's not your real name. Now I get it with the picture, sorry. When you're inside the Reading Simplified Academy, as long as you remain a member, and you can choose a monthly or annual option. The annual is a lot less expensive in the long run. You get mentorship for as long as you want. Many people have been there 4 or 5 years, and we have on-demand 24/7 support from some of the people like Deb and Jennifer, who are often here, and myself giving feedback in a discussion forum and also in a Facebook group. And thank you, Natalie. She's experienced. Yeah, we love to support you because we believe in this mission. That's why we're doing this work. We know that kids can learn to read much more easily than the mainstream approach. And we also know that teachers are busy and need streamlined approaches and help with thinking diagnostically, because a lot of us were misled, frankly, in our undergrad programs. So we love to serve you all. And this challenge is just a little snippet of what we like to do year round. So thanks for being here, ladies and gents. And I can't wait for tomorrow and our grand finale. Don't miss it.